On this Gasket Case Garage, we're going to finish up our pinion support, our third member housing, and our axle housing. Stick around. Before we went out of town, we put the differential housing in a degreaser solution called Oil Eater. You can get it anywhere. I typically get it on Amazon. So we put the pinion support and the diff housing in here, let it soak. So now we'll scrub some stuff down, see how it looks. Small differential. All right, that's looking all right. Scrub this down, repaint it, clean all this out. This actually doesn't look too bad. We'll press out these bearings. Okay, yeah, that's looking real good. Taking all this stuff off. Yeah. Put a new O-ring on this. All right, so I'm going to keep scrubbing at these, but they're looking really good. Good clean surfaces. Let's take a diff. This one's a little harder to hold, but we're going to get rid of all this. We'll repaint it, red oxide it. We'll scrub it all down, and then we'll WD-40 it, keep all the blow it dry, WD-40 it, and it'll be ready for assembly. So let me go ahead and clean these up. We'll be back. So the pinion support looks pretty good after taking it out of the cleaner. I'll probably put it in one more night just to kind of let it soak in on these bearing surfaces. But we'll WD-40 this if we're going to let it sit. We'll maybe work on these recesses just a little bit more, but for the most part, this came really good. So we're going to punch out these bearing races. I've already done one, and we'll let it sit for one more night. And then we'll red oxide paint it next. Here's the other race for this side that I punched out. It's old, not terrible. That's for the most part on this whole unit. Not terrible, but it's done its work. Go. Out. All right, let's take a look in there. Oil trapped in there. This one got a little bit of heat. So let's throw it back in the soaker for one more night, and tomorrow we should be getting our parts soon, and this pinion will probably be the next thing that we assemble. Take some acetone to clean this up. Okay, so I pulled the third member housing out of the wash. It's cleaned up really nice. I'm gonna dry this off just and then blow it with some compressed air. Clean it with acetone. Get every bit of moisture off of this, and put a coating on it. So, but this looks really good, really clean. Put it over. Okay, so here's everything cleaned up. So here's our pinion support, machine surfaces, everything's all cleaned up. We'll put an O-ring, new O-ring on here. Parts should be here within a day or two. Clean this up. Everything looks really good. Everything's cleaned, soaked, degreased, cleaned up. Ready to put this thing back together. So everything's looking really good. We can put our plug back in. Place loose so we don't lose it. All right, work on the axle housing, and then everything's work on the axle housing and the axles. We're getting close. All right, so I'm pretty happy to report that I guess this is a 31 spline axle. I thought it was a 28 as I was pulling this apart. I've been focusing on some of the other parts, and I haven't really taken a hard look at the axle. So now we're going to start looking at the axle, start cleaning these up, while the pinion support and the housing are getting painted. So first things first, we'll measure it. It's supposed to be 1.3. I've got 1.298. Call that 1.3. And then we'll use a super high tech, but super precise and very accurate method to count the splines. I've already done the left, the one on my right, your left. But this super precise, very accurate method goes like this. I put tape around it, then I just take a pen and mark each spline and count them up. It's literally that simple. So I line them up straight. I'll do it on the side where you can see. Cut off the excess here. And let's just get a pen. Need a good marking pen. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then right on the edge is 31. So when you peel this off, you can count 31 tick marks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 31 on the end. 31 spline axle measures 1.3 outside the spline. This is actually a good unit. I thought this was a 28 spline, but it's even better. So we're gonna we'll pull all this stuff off. I don't think you can see where I'm pointing, but press off the bearing retainer, press off the bearing. This is where your gasket goes, and then we'll get this soaked up, cleaned up. We'll clean these up real nice. They're in pretty good condition, but these are girthy. This is a pretty strong axle. This is a nice unit. Let's get to it. The worst part about doing this is it's 110 degrees out here.
Started like a crash, my heart jackknifed on the freeway, looking at the past, pictures frozen like an ice age. Started with a blast, words we said were like TNT, but if I turned back, a comet tale of dust and tears would bite me in the ass.
Clean the inside and with some brake clean. Get rid of all the debris that I was throwing around, and then probably get this thing painted tomorrow. So if I could zoom you guys in, see if I could do this. Oh, it's looking pretty clean in there. So this looks pretty good. So axle housing is all painted, cleaned up. Cleaned the inside, blew it out. Machine surfaces all cleaned up, ready to go. Let's take a look at the back. Alright, so this is our third member in our axle housing. Good clean. I wire wheeled it, took everything down to bare metal, cleaned it with acetone, put a nice even coat on it. So it's looking good. Shoved a rag through, cleaned the housing out, blew it out, vacuumed it out, whatever, set it up nice. We got our axles here, parts are here. Haven't really gone through them, but we'll cut off those bearing housings. We got to figure out what the actual, I got to figure out what so I know it's a 31 spline, but I think this is a big bearing axle, so that looks like a bigger bearing. So we'll figure that out, take some measurements, that way when we order those next, everything's what we need. So, good to go. So that's it for the cleanup. Next step, start putting this thing back together. Stay tuned.